right? This larger, the uh, exhale obviously is where carbon dioxide goes out, but also on a chi level, this idea that everything has a byproduct. So, when especially when we're working and moving, it's very likely that you'll feel sort of a noxious chi that needs to come out of the mouth. So exhaling out the mouth, totally fine. Sometimes inhaling through the mouth, good too. But the nostrils are really built, the nasal passage is really built to condition the air. So there's little swirling chambers and there's all these little sinus cavities that warm and moisten the air. And also, it's how we produce, is it nitric oxide? Nitric oxide, I believe it is, not nitrous oxide, but nitric oxide is produced by getting the breath to move through these nasal passageways. And so a lot of times we are mindlessly just sort of and breathing out of the mouth, in and out. So in the nose, holding, out the nose or the mouth. And we'll begin now. And let's start today with some self-massage. I don't know where you are, but where I am, it's a little chilly outside. So just start in while you're doing your breathing, hands. Then choose one hand and rub up the outer portion all the way up to the shoulder. Over the shoulder, rub your back. Notice how I'm dropping my head to the side a little bit so I can, loosening up where I'm tight, sliding the hand down, and then rubbing the inner portion, the inner forearm, reaching the arm up if it's possible for your shoulder joint. If it's even possible further, drop the hand over the top, rub the armpit and the side body. And then we come back out and we do that to the other side. Rub the outer portion of the other arm. So we're just giving the brain a bit of stimulation. Forgot. Spotlight my video here. Spotlight. Okay. The brain is getting stimulation, the skin and muscle. Maybe there's somewhere in there that you're gripping unconsciously. It's helping that to relax. Then let's go to the hands and wrists and just kind of wring the hands. There's a lot of different techniques you might do. You can see me doing a few of them, and we could break each one down individually, but really it's just about what feels good. Like there's this natural instinct our body has to know how to improve itself if we give it the time. So a lot of what we're doing just by meeting together is taking that hour or so to just take care of ourselves. Now take your hands onto your neck and rub up the back of the neck. So you're just up, up, up. You're clearing that path. That's a vertical movement. Then we do the more horizontal movement. So use one hand to just cup the back of the head. Use your other hand to rub laterally along the side of the neck, up and down, and then also along the base back of the neck, and then down into the base of the neck there. And then switch hands and rub. And then here, use your thumbs in the base of your skull, right along that ridge. So the chin needs to drop so that you feel that open gate, that open pathway. This is where a lot of people have no mobility over time. It just sticks, it's stuck. So open that gate. All right, and then take your tiger claws and run them through the weeds here. Go back through, feel how good that feels, just to take your own healing hands and just rub your scalp. Now stop with the hands on the scalp and do a little bit of almost like you're sudsing the shampoo. You're just gently scratching the scalp. Sometimes you can find little sore spots. The scalp has, the skull has sutures, and so this helps to relax those sutures and make space for the cerebral spinal fluid to flow down through the nervous system, right? Then take your hands onto your forehead and spread the forehead open. Go back along your temples all the way back. Do that a couple of times. And just do it in a way that feels natural to you, that feels good, right? It's just such a natural thing to heal ourselves. But we've somehow lost touch with that in our culture, especially. So hands on from the nasal passage across the cheekbones up over the ears. So we spread those sinus spaces and go up over the ears. Again, spread and go up over the ears. One more. Now, for the ears themselves, cup, press, and then come under and do it again. Do it with both hands. Now get the roots of the ears, index finger behind, middle finger in front, and you go up and down. Then you do scissor cuts, circling the whole dish of the ear. And then right onto your jaw, tiger claws again, jaw. All the way down the throat. This is really good for the lymph system, as well as for that like tight TMJ jaw thing, we like grinding teeth and all that. Jaw, just relax the jaw. And then lifting and opening the throat. One more, jaw. And down. Now, we've got lung point 1 and 2. This little crevice, this nook. Take your right arm, drop the hand down so it's internally rotated, and then hollow that space a little bit, and then rub in there. These little caves, these little spaces. And then go to the outside of the rib cage. Here's your armpit. Come down like 5 inches, heart point 1. Then come under the chest tissue, up the middle, and onto the shoulder. Rub the shoulder. And then squeeze, 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 squeeze down your arm, lymph drain, and out. Switch sides. Hollow and rub. Heart point 1, outside 5 inches below the armpit. And then under, up, shoulder, and squeeze, 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 squeeze. All the way out. Boom. Now, rub. Now we do heart center. Up, down. This is for lungs and heart health. Up and down. Then on your way up, stop under the collarbones, go apart, down, down the side ribs to the lower ribs, come across the front ribs back to a stacked hand position, then go up the middle. Out, down, in, up. Eventually you get this to just circle. And you get the shoulders to move, right? So you're not just working where the hands are touching, you're getting the back and sides and all the tissue. Then switch directions. And finish. Now, you're on your solar plexus, circle, little circles. Switch your hands, circle the other way. Circle. Then liver and spleen, feel that those two organs right there, the liver a little bigger, it's on your right. So that would be this side for your body. If I'm your mirror, that's your liver. The other side, spleen. Then you got kidneys, come around the back, rub. Then you go up and down on the back there. That's your Ming Men, your door of life. Your lumbar is where a lot of pain builds up because that area crunches and closes. Then rub the sacrum and tail. Come around to the front, rub the belly. Rub the stomach area right in the middle, and then go down and you got pubic region and groin, and then inner thighs, fronts of thighs, outer thighs, backs of thighs, back of knees, outer knees, fronts and inner. Oh, it feels so good on the knees. And then folding at the hips deeply so that you can round and get your hands down to the calves, shins, ankles. Now this flow, hands go around the toes to the inner ankle. We come up the inseam, all the way up past the groin to the belly button. Go around the belly button like a belt to your spine. That's your Ming Men right there, your door of life. Go from there down to your sacrum. Give that a couple of rubs, and then go down the back of the legs, around the feet to the inner legs, come up the inner to the navel, around the belt to the Ming Men, rub down towards the sacrum, and then go through the legs and around. So a couple of times, this is a pathway that the life force needs to flow healthfully in our body. And it's often a blocked path. So we're locating Ming Men, opening that flow down, and then going through. Last one. Belt, down, through. Now, come up. Last one we'll do. Left hand on top of right hand. We go up the outer, turn the palm, down the inner. Turn the palm again. Up the outer, down the inner. Up, down. Up, down. So it's a little bit of a brain challenge to do it as well. Up, down, up, down, up, down, down. Switch. Slowly up, turn palm up, come down the inner. Up the outer, down the inner. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, and down. Good. Sink chi to the belly. Arms come out a bit, turn palms up and over, hands come up, this little circle, and then we sink, sink, sink. Hover the hands in front of the navel height with the center of your palms pointing in towards the belly button. This is called middle embrace. What we're doing here is all that life force we just circulated and spun around the system, we're reminding it where its main center home is, the center of the battery, here. Coming back to a moment of yin or stillness, calm, nourishing, collected. And then let your hands gently rest on your thighs. Now, spinal movements. Begin in the pelvis. Tip the pelvis back, sort of like you're slouching. But then go for it. Slide the hands forward, drop the head, open the base of the neck and skull. Then do the opposite. Tip the pelvis forward, lift the heart, chest and chin, elbows pull back, lift the chin. Let's do that twice more, just at your own pace. And again, I'll ask you and then I'll tell you the answer. How many vertebrae make up your entire spinal column? The answer is 24. 5 in the low back, 12 in the mid back, 7 in the neck. And the reason I point that out is because that tells you that's a lot of moving joints. Many of us don't experience our spine as movable at each of these 24 joints. It usually starts to freeze up. So we want to keep and sustain that supple quality. So now we're back to neutral. The twist, same idea, 24 vertebrae all rotating one on top of the other. So left hand to right knee, right hand to right buttock. Turn your shoulders and chest. Turn the head and see if you can just feel a light amount of rotation through each and every one of those joints rather than a huge amount of turn at one particular place. So you're spreading that work of twist through the spine. And then release the effort and come back to middle. And we'll do this one sort of flowing. Inhale, middle. Exhale, twist. Right hand to left knee, left hand to left buttock. Turn, bring it out, reach the edge. And one more to each side. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Exhale, stay there and drop your arms alongside you. Then, as if water is in your right ear and you're drip, 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 Left elbow floats up. This might be all you get, especially those of you with shoulders that are a little frozen or in pain. But this is useful. But if there's space for it, you can go higher. You can even reach and get this feeling of the whole side bend. And then droop that hand, and let's switch sides. We'll do 2 to each side. Leaning, dripping out the ear. Reaching to the sky. Oh. And back. And again, just make sure it feels good to you. It's so important when you're taking a class where a teacher is showing you a particular movement that you remind yourself, oh, the responsibility is on you to go only as far as is appropriate, right? Because the teacher can do one level of the instruction, but the pain centers of your body telling you back off, that's too far, or you're not doing enough. That's your other teacher. There's 2 teachers in the space, right? Me and your own instincts. Back to neutral. Right shoulder, shrug. And then melt. The melt is almost the most important portion, where you let go and the arm feels like a noodle. Left shoulder, shrug. And then melt. Now twice, both. Shrug. Feel like a sponge that you're squishing, and then you're just releasing. Space for the nerves and blood and life force to flow. Do that again. Compressing, crunching gently. Not crunching, but squeezing, you could say. And then just soft, 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 soft. Melt, 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 melt. Good. Bring your legs closer together so you have a little more room on either side of your leg, side body. And then this right shoulder first. It protracts, goes forward. Notice how I've internally rotated my arm. So the palm is facing out. Then I'm shrugging up, rolling the shoulder over to the back. Notice where my palm is now. It's facing forward. So now it's externally rotated. And then melt it down and back to neutral, palm facing in. So shoulder blade goes forward, the arm internally rotates, and then we go up, over, and back. Now, once you get that feel, then just flow with it. Circle. Clear out the junk. Switch directions. Go back, up, over, and forward. The key bit to a lot of these movements is moving the correct portion of the body and not moving the rest. Again, the rib cage stays sort of stable. There's a little bit of movement, but I'm not doing a whole bunch with my torso. There's this stability at the center of the torso so that the movement can occur where it needs to occur. Loosening up, decompartmentalizing. All right, switch arms. Forward, up, back, down. Remember, the arm internally rotates and then externally rotates and then comes back to neutral. Decompartmentalizing, opening pathways. Let's go back the other way. I've mentioned it before, I'll mention it again. Hydraulic body, a hydraulic meaning water-based or fluid-based system. Requires open compartments. We got to open everything up so all the fluid can interact and create this powerful, supple body. Back to neutral. Now both, we lean a little forward. Both shoulder blades go forward and up. Now what we add here is let the arms float up a little. And when the shoulder blades go back, pull the elbows back. And then the shoulder blades go down, elbows go down, then arms drape down. Again. So now you're allowing the arms to sort of go on this ride. But again, it isn't about the arms. The arms follow. The shoulder blades are what we're moving. Let's switch directions. We go back and up, forward, down, back and up, and then rolling and releasing down. One more. And release back to neutral. All right. Left hand on right knee, leaning over till the arm, very important, hangs. Then from a hanging arm, soft as can be, you just start circles. And so you feel the circle coming from the socket up here in the shoulder. As you circle, maybe the circles get bigger. Some of you might even feel like, oh, I've got a nice open path. I could sit up and do the circle like drawing a circle on the side wall of the room. But as soon as that starts to not feel good, again, it's your choice to come back down. You got to make that choice if that's appropriate for you. All right, switch directions of that circle. Circle inward or outward, whichever the opposite is. And then as it's appropriate, sitting up, circling. Again, only if it's appropriate. Soft, relax, and release. Switch sides. Circle. Maybe sit up, keep that circle going. Same direction in the socket, right? Even though it will feel different. So you don't change the direction of the arm bone in the socket. And then now you do change direction. So whichever that direction is, try to picture in your mind what the humerus bone or upper arm bone is doing in the shoulder blade socket, and then keep that circle happening when you sit up. So that'll tell you whether it should be a forward circle or a backward circle. And release. And down. All right. We fold at the elbow crease. Press the elbows like you're crushing something between the elbow crease, and then relax that effort and feel the open sort of plumpness in the elbow joint. Drop the hands down and keep that plumpness, openness, and notice that you can sort of springily, like a spring, move this way. Soft wrists. Rise, out, and release. Let the arms swing. See how they're swinging. Do that again. Rise, out. Let them swing. So this is showing you how open these need to be. If you can't get that swing to happen naturally, that means you're still grabbing on for dear life in the shoulders. Like my arms, I'm not making them swing. I'm not making this arm swing. It's swinging because I'm doing nothing at all. One more. Very good. Forearms, palms face up, turn palms down and up. Turn palms up, wrists go in and out through the fingertips. So look what I'm doing there. I'm turning in and out, in and out. And then I'm circling in, down and through, in, down and through, down and through, down and through, 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 through. And then the whole arm. Notice what my arm is doing. Right? Clear out all the way to the fingertips. And pause. Change. Turn. Scoop and come up. Spin. Through. Spin and through. Through. And then so the shoulders, the elbows, the arms, the forearms, all of it's getting involved to create this sort of whip-like motion. And release. Hands come up. Turn palms to face the sky. Lift chin, lift chest. Open the palms, pull the elbows back. And then hands come up and over. Make tiger claw, fist press, pinky and inner elbow. And pull in and round back. Let's do that again. Inhale with the open. Open, 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 hold, open, hold. Oh, yeah. And then exhale. Wrap it, round it, squeeze it. One more. Now we just open halfway. Inhale. Arms come down. Sit back against the back of your chair just for a brief little leg warm up. Chamber. Knee comes in, heel comes in. Push out. Chamber. Down. Chamber. push, chamber, down. So function, the function of the leg, rather than just thinking about its sort of separate pieces, is this loading, unloading, reloading, down, sort of in a martial art context, right? A front kick and then a reverse, back, chamber, push, chamber, reverse, chamber, push, chamber, reverse. Now, chamber, push, hold, point, flex, 5 times. Then evert, invert, a little in, out, out. Then circles, inward, 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 and outward. And chamber, down, switch, push, point, flex. Evert, invert, a little ankle in, out. Circles, in. Circles out. And neutral, back in and down. Scoot to the front edge of your chair once more, as much as you can, so as much of your leg is off the chair as possible. Swivel steps. Left leg first, lift ball of foot, turn knee and toes out, lift heel, swivel on ball of foot, internal rotation, external rotation, lifting ball of foot and knee turns out, lift heel, turn, and finally full open, and then walk it in, internal, external, back to center. Again, walk it out, open, in, all the way. One more, this time out to hold it there. Hold it, take your hands on your inner knees and press open. And then rub out to the knee. And walk it in. Switch sides. Walk it out. And hold, and then back. Just this corkscrew quality. It's like wringing out the hips. Wring it out, wring it out, wring it out. It's also tracing a movement for your brain that for many of us, that movement we don't do. And so then the brain, that area of the brain starts to fall asleep, starts to black out. Okay, now hold open, press. So every single movement, muscle, connection, there's a place in our brain and through the nervous system that is responsible for that. Go ahead, rub the inner thigh. So that's the importance of going through these interesting and intricate movement positions, is because the brain needs that as a nourishment, a form of nourishment. In, out, neutral. All right. Now, shaking loose heavenly pillar, watch me do it once and then join me. We start with a lift of chest, chin, and then there's a bowing, and then the most important portion, rounding. Now, staying round as you come up, that's key. So that when you arch, then the whole heavenly pillar of the spine is moving through its range. Go ahead and join me when you're ready. And remember the number that I told you earlier of how many movable vertebral joints you have. 5 in the lower back, 12 through the rib cage and thoracic region, 7 in the neck. And each of those 24, you want to feel it gently shaking loose whatever barnacles, stuck spots. After you finish your last one and you come up, just pause in the middle, a couple of breaths. Now watch me do the next one. The feet step wide. The hands do a particular position here. Fingers on the inside, elbows flare out. This is internal rotation of the arm bone. And then just keep watching as I drop in, settling in on the inside, and I'm getting my neck and ribs to drop towards the floor. And there's a certain stretch you get there, and then coming back up. So go ahead and join me now. Set up those hands and arms. So we're folding at the hip crease, dropping the head and neck and rib cage inside of the shoulder blades and arms, and then back up. One more like that. Now, please watch me do the next one, and then you'll join me in a moment. We drop in at the same position, just watch. And then this elbow, left shoulder sort of drop a little forward, and I turn my rib cage and I turn my head to the right. And then back to the middle position. And then I drop that elbow a little, drop the shoulder a little, and wring it out. And you're going to do that 3 times to each side. So I'll come back up and we'll do it together. Arms in that internal position. Drop in, get yourself inside there, and then pick a side and drop the opposite elbow, shoulder, and turn the upper body towards that side. Back to the middle. And just do it in a way that actually feels kind of good. But it has to go a little bit into that tension, that stiffness. It's kind of a unique position to create. Body's like a big sort of rag, tissue rag. Oh, all righty. Back to center after you're even on each side. Sitting up and right into the dragon stirs the sea. Lean way back, way back. And then tip yourself to the right and sort of like a twist. So think of, we did a twist earlier. So we're turning a little bit and then bowing. And then here we have the arm position and we sweep through over to the other side. And then back you go. And around you go. And then down and through. So 3 circles in each direction. Feel the dragon tail that you're stirring the sea. Switch directions after 3. And we're back to neutral. Legs come closer together. Breathe. Make a fist with your right hand, a soft Tai Chi fist. Bring the fist in close. Bring the elbow across the body and feel that stretch. So try to mimic what I'm doing. Notice where my fist is now. The elbow comes across the body, then lifts to point up, and then we go out. And then it comes down. And we go across, up, out, down, cross, up, out, down, cross, up, out, down, and then we switch directions. Back, out, up, over. This one's tricky. Keep the fist into the chest and roll that elbow over top. And then drop the elbow, the fist rolls out in front a little bit. And then we go back, out, up, over with the elbow. And the fist stays close to the body the whole time. So that's key, because if I let the fist get out in front of me, I miss what we're trying to get right there. Oh boy. Last one. And release. Switch sides. Fist across and up, out and down, cross, up, out and down. So Bruce, I'm noticing you're taking your arm way out here. Try to pay attention to what I'm doing. Across, and it's the elbow. Up, just the elbow. Out, just not the fist. So you just took your hand out. Yeah. Then drop the elbow down. So we're moving from the elbow. Elbow across, elbow up, elbow out, elbow down. That's better. There you go. All right. And then we switch directions. It should feel very similar. The elbow, back, out, up, over, down. Good. Back, out, up, over. Don't take your fist away from your body, please. Keep the fist as if it's glued to the body. That's a good way to challenge yourself. Can you keep your hand touching your body the whole time, kind of touching the chest, and still trace that whole path? One more. Okay, now we release. Now we double it. Cross, up, out, down, cross the other. This cross, so important. And then up, out, down, cross, up, out, down, cross, up, out, down. Now, again, your challenge is, can you keep your fingertips touching? We won't do a fist for those of you that need to practice this. Touch your chest.
Otto, I can't see you. You disappeared.
You can't see me. Can anyone else not see me? Put your thumbs up if you can see me. Most everyone can see me, Carrie, so I don't know.
I can see you.
And I can see you, Carrie. So while you try to figure that out, Carrie, you guys go ahead and keep doing this one here. Carrie, it's probable.
I can see you now.
Okay.
Good, I can see you now. Sorry about that.
All
Must
good.
have been me.
It's all good. So up and over. So again, trying to keep the fingertips touching the body and moving the elbows that full range. And it really challenges chest, shoulder blades, upper back. And it opens this path that, again, for so many folks are closed. All right. And then down. Very nice. Now, the next set here, same Tai Chi fist. Now, remember what I've told you about Ming Men. Ming Men means door of life. Okay? So your navel, a straight line back. Go ahead and do this with me. Take your index finger, push it into your navel, and then imagine you're shooting a line of awareness or electricity even straight through, and what vertebra area does line up perfectly. Take your other hand behind and feel that. Feel that little Ming Men area. And for so many people, we have our hips wrong and this is closed. So open that space. Now that space is supposed to turn a little bit. And all the vertebrae above it are supposed to turn a little bit. So make your little slugger fist position and turn the Ming Men. Turn. In such a way that because you're relaxed, the fists actually slide out in front and across your midline a little bit. Turn, turn. So this is one eventually we'll do standing, and we'll also do standing while in a big horse stance. But for now, just use you can even step wide if you want to try that. And imagine what it would be like to just do this little turn, turn from that Ming Men. And just get the spine all the way up through. Let the crown of the head rotate, 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 rotate. And so this is sort of an obvious movement, right? And then the more subtle one, bring both your fists right in line and punch one forward and the other is back. So look at that difference. One is back, one is out. And then rise, fall, and switch. And so the Ming Men still turns here, but it's a little bit less obvious, but you get that little internal rotation. And then also notice my elbows are no longer out like this, in, right? But have your fists coming towards each other. Yeah. And then you're going out and back. Yeah, there you go. Good. So now you feel that Ming Men turn, turn, all the way out. And get that extension. For the fist that's punching, let it extend now. And then the other one punching. Now switch directions, come under, under. So this is more of a drawing in towards you feeling, right? You're receiving, it's like a parry. You're bringing it back towards you, bringing it back. So if someone were throwing something at you, you could go, boom, zoom, zoom, bring it back. Still turning from that door of life. It's like a little fulcrum in the body. And finish. Drop the arms, sink chi to the belly. Middle embrace, hands just resting in front of the navel, mind dropping to the navel, couple of breaths. Standing and sitting. Feet come a little bit back under, behind the knees, just a little. Hinge at hips, get the head beyond the toes. Then push through the earth to rise. Sitting down, fold at hips, the knees haven't bent yet, then they bend. And down. Again, over time, you might just get to where you practice doing this with zero effort. It's just easing into it. It's a technique. It's a way of actually softening the body and then using it appropriately to use the hydraulic power system that makes us up. One more. Now sit and squat. So don't land in the chair. Don't actually sit, but get as low as you can and then push through the earth and rise. Sink. And rise. Sink and rise. One more sink and hold. And rise. And stand. I'm going to move my chair. You can keep your chair there. Just moving mine out of the way. So now, just to get that feeling of the Tai Chi stance. So again, keep your chair there. Please don't put your chair somewhere that you can't sit in it if you need to. So now knees open a little bit, and so they bend a little bit, but they're not bending in a harsh way. So just to get that feeling again, lock your knees. Do the thing that you actually don't want to do. Lock them back, and then just unlock the knees and notice how you can keep going, unlocking, and then there's like a happy point where you go, okay, right there, and my body weight is getting through to the earth. Now rock a little bit towards the heels. Feel how you can displace your body weight in the heels. You can rock to the middle, and you can rock towards the ball of the foot where the heels become very light. And you can rock to the middle, and you can rock to the heels. And then you can rock to the middle, balls of feet. Rock to the heels, hands slide back alongside you. Rock to the toes, hands like pendulums swing forward. Rock to the heels. Tai Chi opener. Pung, or rising. Rock to the toes slightly, the hands go forward and up. Rock slightly back towards the heels, the hands come back and settle down just in front of the chest, so don't go too low. Then the hands drive forward. You kind of rock forward, but also stay back, so you don't keep going forward. You sort of keep yourself stabilized as those hands shoot forward. And then turn the palms to face each other, they drop down. Remember this movement that we did earlier where we came up close to the body? So we come up, out, and then smoothly down. Hands come a little behind, we're a little in our heels, and then rock to the toes, the hands go forward and up, rock slightly to the heels, hands come back, and now settle the hands down, 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 and then just the slightest amount of stick your tush out just a bit, sink the tail, but keep your crown buoyant, and softly, little spring-loaded body, open the back. And then push through the earth and rise back to standing. Let's do that again. Rock forward slightly, hands just go a little forward. Rock back, they come back. Rock forward and they rise, forward and up, pung. Rock back slightly, they float back and settle, and then we shoot them out forward, shoot through. That's called G, the energy of G. The hands come down, they rise in that sort of unique path up close to the body, and then extend or unfurl out. And then it's called Lu, gliding, sliding back. Pung again, pung. Hands slide back, and then this energy is called on, which is sinking, 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 like the trough of a wave. Sink the hands, and then you just let them sink a little further by opening, the tail goes back a little, and you sink. Not much, don't hurt the knees, just a little touch. And then push through the earth and rise. Let's do that again. A little forward, a little back. Forward and rise. Back, settle just under the chest, and then shoot forward. Shoom. Down. Rising and unfurling. And so what you want to feel here, down, is that it's not just the arms. Sometimes it can seem like it's just the arms, but with that rocking forward and floating, and then rocking back, and then down, 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 and through. Shoo. That's letting these energies express themselves through the whole body. Rock back, rock forward, rock back. Again, rock forward and rise. Pung. Float back and settle, and then shoot forward. G. Shum. Down. And rising close to the body. Unfurling. Lu. Pung to on, or rising to sinking. Rise. Settle back. Sink, 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 sink. And through. Rising back up. Very nice. Now, lateral shift. Shift a little more to your right leg, emptying the left. Then shift to the middle and more to the left leg. Feel yourself smoothly shift to the middle and to the right leg. Middle, left leg. Now notice the belly button. Shift to the right, turn the belly button to point right. Keep it pointing right as you shift left, turn the belly button left. Shift left, shift right, then turn right. Now, can you soften the shoulders, the arms, all the way to the fingertips, to the point where you notice there is a natural movement of the arms and hands through space? Try to add so little awareness or effort to it that they don't actually move because you're moving them. They move because you're shifting and turning, and then you're letting them sweep. And letting them sweep. Again, that's a tricky thing to do, but over time, you can get good at that. And it's important. Now, the next time we come across, put left hand behind your back. Right hand, this is called brush knee. Crane wing the arm up, roll and fold it, and then we shift left, turn left, and push straight across and down. Shift right, turn right, brush knee, crane wing, roll, fold. Shift, turn, push. Shift, turn, brush. Shift, turn, push. Bring the left hand out, come across both, put right hand behind your back. Shift, turn, brush, crane wing, roll and fold. Shift, turn, push. Shift, turn, brush, crane wing, roll, fold. Shift, turn, push, and let fall. Shift, turn, and shift, turn. Now, as this left hand comes down, right arm, crane wing, roll and fold, we go shift, turn, brush knee, and push. Then the hands go through the changeroo, Shift, turn, brush, knee, and push. Shift, turn, brush, knee, and push. Brush, knee, and push. One more. Shift, turn, brush, knee, and push. Now, hands, right hand down, left hand up. Right foot is empty. Step it slightly behind you, not much. Shift into it like you're sitting into a springy support chair. Empty your front foot and touch the foot out in front as light as possible. Then bring that foot back with toes turned out, shift and change. Left hand's coming down, right hand's coming up. You empty the front foot by letting that back leg be your support leg, touch the earth out in front. Step back, shift and change. This time either touch the earth or raise the foot. Set foot down without any weight, shift and change. When that right foot becomes empty, you just let it, like a feather, float up. Set it down, shift. Rise. Lower. The ball of the foot, or the bubbling spring, is a bullseye. You shift, let your body weight hit that ball of foot bullseye, then you know you've got a good support beam and you can more confidently lift this leg. Same idea, shift, like a relaxed arrow being fired down, hit the bullseye, and rise. One more. And the foot comes down. Step parallel, drop both hands, standing bear, shift and turn. Shift and turn. This flow. Shift and turn. Now, left hand behind the back. Shift and turn, brush knee. But now, shift and turn, sweep the leg, vapor up, keep it right at chest height. Shift, turn, this is the cloud crossing the sky. And then rain into the lake. Shift and turn, sweep the lake, the vapor rises. Shift and turn, cloud across the sky. So Bruce, I'm noticing you're changing hands in there. I'm doing just one arm. Put your left hand behind your back for me. Left hand behind your back. Right arm only. Shift and turn. Sweep the lake. It rises. Make sure it's risen up. And then shift and turn. Cloud and rain. Now, shift and turn, come across the lake. Bring that left hand out. Shift and turn. Wrap right hand behind your back, and it stays there as left hand vapors up. Shift and turn, cloud and rain. Shift and turn, lake and vapor. Feel the sort of naturalness is a word, roundness is a word, how it's complete. If you're out of the way, and you're not doing too much, then it's just natural. It doesn't go too far, doesn't go not far enough. It just keeps going, and then you feel, oh yeah, it's appropriate for it to rise there. And as it comes across, I just let it go through, and if I let it go further, I'd have to force it, and it just falls of its own accord. So the body can be operated with just natural roundness. All right, now we're gonna add to this one. As the left hand comes up, the right hand comes into the lake. Shift and turn. Cloud, lake. Change, vapor, rain. Shift and turn. Cloud, lake. Vapor, rain. Shift and turn. Cloud, lake. Vapor, rain. I want to add one challenge here. Shift and turn so you're in your right leg. As you vapor and rain, the left foot could be empty. If it is, bring it in empty and then back out empty. Shift and turn. Cloud, lake. As it vapor rain, can you bring right foot in empty, keep it empty, step it back out empty, and then shift and turn. Cloud, lake. Vapor rain, in empty, out empty, and then shift and turn. Vapor rain, in and out with the leg. right, now come back to middle. Bottom hand comes up, cross, and down. Now, we're going to try to put it together so we actually get an experience of hands play with clouds before we're done today. So, move safely more to the right of your space. So, however you want to get over there, get there safely. Some of you, this is a great practice, what I'm going to show you now to do at your countertop, where your hands can be touching the counter for safety, but you can challenge yourself. So, pour the weight through the right leg, empty that right leg all the way through, hit that bullseye, left leg empty, step it outward to the side. Now shift, change. Once the weight is in the left leg, the right foot should feel like a feather that you just step in nice and close. Change the weight. So here, this is a nice little trick of, oh, the weight has to go down and through to empty the left leg and have it step out. Now what you want to resist is this. Bang, let the body weight go with it. Keep your weight to the right as the left foot steps. Shift. Bring the right foot in. Don't let the weight go into it, and then consciously change. Feel a little like piston change that happens in the legs. This is where a lot of the real benefit from Tai Chi happens. They call the legs a second heart. So by toning one and emptying the other, and then shifting and toning the other and emptying the other, there's this squeeze and release, this piston-like action that happens in Tai Chi. Now we're going to change directions. That's where we do the familiar in and then out. When we go back, shift, change, feel a very empty leg floating in like a feather. Then change, feel a very empty other leg, step it. Change. Step. Soft shoulders, soft chest. Right? We don't have to hold ourselves up. When we relax correctly, we got a root. We're rooted. Right? Now, we're going to add to that, put right hand behind your back. Left hand, sweep the leg. Vapor up, step left foot in and out. Now, shift left, turn left. Right foot should be empty by now. As you rain down, step right foot in empty. Don't put weight into it. Shift now into the right leg, turn to the right, sweep the leg, raise the left hand. As it's raising, step that left foot empty out. Shift left, turn left, cloud. As it rains, step the right foot in empty. Keep it empty. Shift and turn to the right, sweep the leg. As the left hand vapors, step left foot out, empty, keep it empty. Shift and turn. As it rains, step right foot in, empty. Shift and turn. Through. As it vapors up, step left foot out, empty. Now, here's where we'll change. Shift and turn, cloud. Now, as this left hand rains down, bring the right hand out and let it sweep the leg and vapor up. Put left hand behind your back. Now we'll change directions. Right foot in and back out. Now we're ready. Shift and turn, cloud. As it rains, step left foot in, empty. Shift and turn left. Right foot should be empty so it can just step. Shift and turn right. Left foot is now empty so it can just step in. Shift and turn, sweep. Rising and step. Shift and turn. And one more. On this one, as you get ready, you step that right foot out. Bring the left hand out. And we've got shift and turn, cloud and lake. Now, as we vapor and rain the hands, step in, step out. Let's go back the way we came. Shift and turn, cloud, lake. Vapor, rain, the hands are changing. Step right foot in, keep it empty. Then shift and turn and cloud, lake. Now, as you vapor, rain, step that left foot out, empty. Shift and turn, cloud, lake. Vapor, rain, step in. Shift and turn and feel that little turn of the Ming Men, the door of life. Hands, vapor rain, step left foot out. Shift and turn, cloud and lake. Vapor rain, step in, one more to the left. Feel the weight shift and the turn of the Ming Men, the door of life, that point that I marked earlier for you. Shift and turn. Now, as you vapor rain, to change directions, right foot in, then out. Now we shift and turn, cloud lake. Vapor rain, step in. Shift and turn, cloud lake. Vapor rain, step right foot out empty, shift and turn. Just feel that Ming Men, that door of life as sort of the fulcrum point from which all of this movement, so the navel and Ming Men level of our being is our true center that we can operate this body from. But we have to be soft to allow that. Our tension doesn't allow that to happen. So we're first disentangling, disengaging. And last time, step in, step out. Turn to center, bottom hand comes to crisscross. Hands float down. Make your way back to your middle of your room, so your chair's right behind you, so do so safely. You might use that side step. Now, final move here, step a teeny bit wider. Turn your feet just slightly out. It's called gathering from earth, spreading across the sky. So stick your tushy out a little, squat a little, and the hands come down like you're scooping something. Scoop from the earth. Bend the elbows, bring the hands to the chest. Push through the earth to rise. Turn your palms to face the sky and push up to the sky. Hold up the sky, then spread across the sky and stick the tush out. So now sinking. Get just as low as you can. Don't necessarily go as low as I do, but to a depth you can sustain. Scoop with the hands, bring up to chest, and then push through the earth. And press to the sky. One more. Out. Stick out the tush. Sink and scoop. Bring hands to chest. Come up. Now the hands sweep out and down to shoulder height, and then stop at shoulder height, palms face forward. Hug the tree, a very big tree, big round hug position, right? From there, fingers don't touch, but they relate to each other. Legs, you might feel like you want to bring them closer together. Some of you might even feel like you want to go a teeny bit wider apart and sink just a touch. Notice I'm not doing this now to get lower. So there's times when you do that, and there's times when you do not do that. And this is one of the times where you think a chain tied to the tail with a weight at the bottom sinking you down into these spring-loaded legs. And then you think chin slightly down, so the back of neck and skull open, string pulling the crown up to the sky. Arms in this round held position, which is a bit of work. Place the tongue against the roof of the mouth, lightly touching. Think of that as an energy conduit bridge, the channel that goes from your perineum up the back of the spine, up through the base of the skull, up through the center of the brain, and over the top, down through the center of the face to the palate. The tongue touching there connects, and you draw that through the tongue, or allow it to be drawn through the tongue, down the central front line, past the navel, through the genital area, to the perineum, and then back up the back. So as you hold this position, just see if you can open that space up and allow life force to flow naturally up the back, over the top, down the front. Breathe. This is called zhangzhuan, or pretending to be a tree. Think about the consciousness of a tree. Roots, trunks, branches, leaves, possibly fruit of some sort. The patience of a tree. Feel all the conduits and channels through which your life force is passing and moving. Final 30 seconds here. Can you release some of the effort with which you're using to hold yourself up? Soften a bit. Open the compartments. Let your hydraulic system be more what you rely upon. Your life force, your vitality. Also feel we have the back channel and front channel, but now feel the very central channel that goes from the perineum all the way to the tip-top crown of the head, like two ends of a battery. And just feel that channel as a potential support channel, especially as it's nourished well. Last 10 seconds. Turn your palms to face down. Let them slowly drift, 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 drift. Bring your legs closer together to a comfortable position. Final time, sink chi to the belly, up and over the top. Down. Middle embrace. Hands in front of the navel. Let the mind return to the navel area. That point between the Mingmen and the navel is that central middle of our being. Place one hand over the navel, other hand on top of that hand as a cork or seal to our practice. Let your breath be still. If balance permits you, you can gently half close the eyes or completely close the eyes. Make sure balance is under your control. And then we close with the Taoist bow. I'll come up close to show. The hands are like this. You slide them apart, put one thumb inside, close this hand over that thumb, and you've got this little position here. Looks like that. So after you finished, Taoist bow. Thank you, everybody. Now, go ahead and have a seat in your chair, especially if you feel like you really stirred up a lot in your practice, a lot of heat, warmth, whatever it may be. It's a really great idea to just chill. Just sit back, maybe even take a nap if you have time for that, or if that feels appropriate to you. Again, some of you will want to wander off. Some of you will want to go off to another class. But go ahead and unmute yourselves if you have any questions or thoughts.
Thank you.